Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all my brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Roots of Islam channel. What if the dazzling allure of Hollywood, the roaring stadiums, the chart-topping music, and the intoxicating pursuit of global fame ultimately leave a profound void, prompting some of the world's most recognized figures to seek solace and purpose in a faith often misunderstood in the West? Can the relentless glare of public life, the constant pressure to conform, and the fleeting nature of adoration lead celebrated individuals to find authentic peace and enduring truth in the disciplined, humble path of Islam? Imagine a world where the very individuals who seem to have it all are quietly yet powerfully reorienting their lives, choosing conviction over contracts and spiritual serenity over fleeting stardom. Today we delve into the compelling phenomenon of why more and more celebrities from diverse backgrounds and industries are embracing Islam, revealing a profound shift in priorities and a universal yearning for the divine. The world of celebrity is a gilded cage, a captivating illusion built on public adoration, immense wealth, and seemingly limitless freedom. From the flashing lights of movie premieres to the roar of sold-out concerts and the adulation of millions, the life of a celebrity appears to be the ultimate human aspiration. They are trendsetters, influencers, and symbols of success, their every move scrutinized, their opinions amplified. Yet, beneath the polished surface and meticulously crafted public personas, many celebrities confess to a profound sense of isolation, an unyielding pressure to maintain an image, and a gnawing emptiness that no amount of fame or fortune can fill. The relentless pursuit of material gratification and fleeting validation often leaves them spiritually adrift, yearning for something authentic, something that offers true meaning beyond the ephemeral buzz of their careers. In recent decades, particularly in the Western world, there has been a noticeable shift in the public perception of Islam. Often framed through lenses of geopolitical conflict, cultural misunderstanding, and media misrepresentation, Islam has frequently been portrayed as an other, a faith associated with extremism rather than spiritual peace and social justice. This prevalent narrative makes it all the more striking when public figures, particularly those from non-Muslim backgrounds, make the courageous decision to embrace Islam. Such conversions inevitably invite scrutiny, often disbelief, and sometimes even backlash from their industries, fan bases, and even their families. To make this choice in the public eye is not a casual whim. It is an act of profound conviction that demands immense personal sacrifice and a willingness to stand against the tide. This phenomenon, while seemingly counterintuitive to the typical celebrity narrative, speaks to deeper currents at play. It suggests that despite access to every worldly pleasure and accolade, the human heart, irrespective of its station, ultimately yearns for spiritual fulfillment. For many, Islam offers a clarity of purpose, a structured path to connect with the divine, and a comprehensive ethical framework that brings peace amidst the chaos of modern life. Its emphasis on pure monotheism, community, humility, and accountability resonates deeply with souls searching for authenticity and meaning beyond the superficial. The rising number of celebrities embracing Islam today is not merely a collection of isolated incidents. It is a compelling, unfolding narrative that challenges our assumptions about fame, faith, and the universal journey towards truth. It signifies a quiet revolution of the heart, where the brightest stars choose to dim their worldly light to bask in a divine glow. Let's begin our journey with a figure whose life epitomized rags to riches, a man who conquered the boxing world with an almost mythical ferocity, Mike Tyson. His name conjures images of raw power, undeniable talent, and for many years a turbulent, controversial life both inside and outside the ring. Tyson achieved unparalleled fame and fortune, becoming the youngest heavyweight champion in history. He was Iron Mike, a cultural icon, his exploits gracing headlines globally. Yet behind the public spectacle, his personal life was marred by legal troubles, anger management issues, and a profound sense of internal struggle. He had everything the world could offer, but it brought him little peace. It was during his incarceration in the mid-1990s that Mike Tyson began his unexpected spiritual quest. Stripped of his titles, his wealth, and his freedom, he found himself in a crucible of introspection. He was introduced to Islam by fellow inmates and began to read the Quran. What he found within its pages resonated deeply with his soul. The principles of submission to God, self-control, discipline, and forgiveness offered a lifeline to a man who had often felt out of control. Islam provided him with a moral compass, a structured way of life, and a sense of dignity that had been missing amidst the chaos of his celebrity. His conversion was not a superficial change, but a profound reorientation of his entire being. Upon his release, he publicly embraced his Muslim identity, taking the name Malik Abdul Aziz. Though he is still widely known as Mike Tyson, he often speaks with raw honesty about how Islam saved him, guiding him towards humility, inner peace, and a more purposeful existence. He has performed Hajj and Umrah, demonstrating a deep commitment that goes beyond mere public declaration. For Tyson, Islam was the anchor he desperately needed in a stormy life. Next, consider a creative force who redefined comedy and social commentary, a master of his craft who walked away from a multi-million-dollar deal at the peak of his career: Dave Chappelle. The Chappelle Show was a cultural phenomenon, a critical and commercial success that cemented his status as a comedic genius. He had achieved the pinnacle of Hollywood success with global recognition and unprecedented creative control. Yet, in 2006, to the shock and confusion of the entertainment world, Chappelle abruptly left his show and retreated from the limelight, turning down a staggering $50 million offer. Years later, Chappelle openly discussed his conversion to Islam, which had happened quietly around 1998, long before his public withdrawal. He explained that his decision to step away from Hollywood was deeply intertwined with his faith. He felt increasingly uncomfortable with the moral compromises he was being asked to make, the pressures to conform to an industry that often prioritized profit over ethics, and the way his art was being interpreted. For Chappelle, Islam provided a moral framework and a spiritual grounding that allowed him to prioritize his integrity and his family's well-being over immense financial gain. He chose authenticity over adoration. His journey was not a rejection of comedy, but a re-engagement with it on his own terms, informed by his Islamic values. He later returned to stand-up, but with a renewed sense of purpose, delivering critically acclaimed specials that continued to push boundaries while subtly reflecting his mature perspective and faith-driven insights. His story underscores that for some celebrities, Islam offers a spiritual sanctuary from the superficiality and ethical compromises of their industry. Then there's the journey of Janet Jackson, a global music icon and member of one of the most famous musical families in history. For decades, Janet commanded stages worldwide, selling millions of albums and influencing generations with her music and dance. Her life was defined by the relentless demands of touring, recording, and maintaining a powerful public image. While she had been a Christian, her relationship with faith evolved, and in 2015, following her marriage to Qatari businessman Wissam Al-Mana, reports emerged of her conversion to Islam. Janet's embrace of Islam was marked by a gradual but noticeable shift in her public persona and lifestyle. She began dressing more modestly, appeared less frequently in the tabloids, and spoke with a newfound serenity about her personal life. For someone whose career was built on highly visual and often provocative performances, this transition was significant. Her choice reflected a desire for a quieter, more grounded life, finding peace and a deeper connection to God through the principles of Islam. While she rarely speaks explicitly about her conversion, her actions and the visible changes in her life powerfully convey a sense of inner transformation, highlighting how Islam offers a path to tranquility and a realignment of priorities for those navigating the intense pressures of global celebrity. Finally, let's consider the broader spectrum of celebrity conversions. From sports figures like NBA player Kyrie Irving to artists like French Montana, or even figures like Gigi Hadid, whose Palestinian heritage connects her to Islam, even if not an active convert. The faith is a part of her lineage. Kyrie Irving's journey has been particularly public. As a star basketball player, his outspoken nature and commitment to social justice have often been in the spotlight. His open embrace of Islam, including fasting during Ramadan while playing professional basketball, has been a powerful statement. He frequently speaks about the spiritual clarity, discipline, and a community he finds in Islam, emphasizing how it grounds him amidst the intense pressures of professional sports. His commitment demonstrates that for athletes, Islam offers not just spiritual guidance, but a framework for physical and mental discipline that enhances their performance and overall well-being. The common threads running through these diverse celebrity journeys are striking. Despite achieving the highest levels of worldly success, they found themselves searching for something more profound. They discovered that fame, fortune, and adoration, while exhilarating, often came with a spiritual cost, leaving them feeling disconnected or morally compromised. Islam, for each of them, offered a compelling alternative. A holistic way of life rooted in pure monotheism, discipline, community, and a sense of purpose that transcended material achievements. The humility of prayer, the discipline of fasting, the emphasis on charity, and the clarity of its moral code provided an anchor in the chaotic sea of celebrity. Their conversions are not merely changes in religious affiliation, they are radical transformations of heart and mind, reflecting a universal human yearning for meaning and connection to the divine that worldly success alone cannot provide. The growing trend of celebrities embracing Islam offers a powerful, multifaceted counter-narrative to prevalent societal perceptions and highlights crucial broader issues. Firstly, it dismantles the often propagated myth of an inherent conflict between modern success, Western identity, and Islamic faith. When public figures from diverse backgrounds, who have achieved the pinnacle of their respective fields, choose Islam, it compels audiences to reconsider their preconceived notions and stereotypes about Muslims. It humanizes the faith, showcasing its appeal beyond traditional demographics and challenging Islamophobic narratives. Secondly, these conversions underscore the enduring spiritual hunger that persists even in the most materially affluent societies. They demonstrate that true fulfillment is not solely found in fame, wealth, or power, but in a deeper connection to the divine and a life lived with purpose and moral clarity. This sends a potent message to a world increasingly grappling with existential questions and mental health challenges, suggesting that spiritual grounding can provide profound peace where material pursuits fall short. Finally, these narratives contribute significantly to interfaith understanding and dialogue. By openly identifying as Muslim, these celebrities create informal bridges, initiating conversations and fostering curiosity about Islam among their vast fan bases. Their personal transformations become public lessons, illustrating the universal search for truth and the capacity of faith to transform lives from within, regardless of external circumstances. The phenomenon of more celebrities embracing Islam today, far from being a simple personal choice, inherently embodies several profound and controversial forms of leadership. The sheer act of conversion itself by a public figure, particularly to a faith often scrutinized in Western media, is an immediate and highly controversial form of leadership. It challenges societal expectations and often goes against the advice of publicists and agents who might fear backlash. This courageous choice implicitly leads by prioritizing deeply personal spiritual conviction over career security, financial gain, and public approval. It serves as a powerful living testament that a spiritual truth can outweigh the intoxicating allure of fame, directly confronting the materialist values often celebrated in celebrity culture. Furthermore, the willingness of these celebrities to publicly integrate their Islamic practices into their high-profile lives represents a controversial form of cultural and social leadership. When a pop star chooses modest dress, or an athlete fasts during a crucial game, or a comedian addresses his faith in his stand-up, they are directly challenging the secular norms of their respective industries and the expectations of their fan bases. This leadership is controversial because it normalizes Islamic practices in mainstream spaces, potentially inviting criticism, but also inspiring millions by showing that faith can be lived authentically and openly, even under immense public scrutiny. Their actions also constitute a controversial form of advocacy and representation. By being visible Muslims, these celebrities inadvertently become ambassadors for their faith, whether they intend to or not. They offer a human, relatable, and often positive face of Islam that directly counters negative stereotypes prevalent in media. This leadership is controversial because it actively participates in the ongoing cultural battle against Islamophobia and misunderstanding, often putting them in a position where they must defend their choices or clarify misconceptions to a global audience. Finally, these conversions embody a controversial leadership in redefining success and purpose. By choosing a path that prioritizes humility, discipline, and a spiritual connection over the relentless pursuit of more fame and wealth, they implicitly offer an alternative definition of a fulfilling life. This is controversial because it challenges the very consumerist, fame-driven ideals that much of modern society, and particularly the entertainment industry, promotes. Their lives suggest that true richness lies not in external accolades, but in internal peace and a connection to the divine, a message that can be deeply uncomfortable for those invested in the existing paradigms of success. With that said, thanks for watching, and until the next script must.